Hey there, fellow educators. Dr. Ray here, founder of the Learning Liaisons. And in this video, we're going to take a quick little virtual field trip. I'm going to point out three big things I want you to pay attention to when it comes to setting yourself up for success on your Florida teacher certification exam, whether it's a GK, one of the subject area exams, or the professional ed, whether you're a college student, a classroom teacher, an aspiring teacher, or a teacher in a EPI or alt cert program, you definitely want to watch this video and not miss out on this. So before we jump into it, please make sure you like and subscribe to Learning Liaisons channel. Click that notification bell so you can get notified for one of our videos when they pop up, because we're going to be doing more and more videos as the weeks roll on here into 2022. So if you like what you hear, drop a comment below, say hello, let us know what you are teaching or want to teach. So without further ado, let's jump into the content. All right, so on the screen here, you have the Pearson website. So there are two of the biggest testing companies in the United States is Pearson and ETS. So ETS does Praxis. That's a national exam. About 35 states take that. But you have to take the Florida teacher certification exam. So this is where you got to be. So three things we need to talk about. One, you're not going to run up to sign to it right now, right? When you're preparing and you have to get ready to take your test, this is the first place you need to go, because there are a lot of different things on here that will help you prepare and prep smart on your journey towards passing your exam on the first attempt. In this video, we are going to talk about skill blueprints. We're going to talk about free practice questions, and we're going to talk about testing delays. Those are the three biggest things. Now, whenever we talk about these things, you have to understand that, and this is a major theme that runs through all of our FTCE boot camps on our website at thelearningliaisons.com, is success follows three themes. It's knowledge, skill, and attitude. And this runs through all of our boot camps on our website. This video is talking about knowledge. Know your opponent. Know your enemy. This is a game. This is a performance. It's you against the state of Florida, and you want to have all the tools available to you, know all about your enemy so you can beat them on the first attempt and be done. So let's jump into it. So you're going to see on the website here, you're going to go ahead and click. And this is the first thing you need to do before you even start studying anything, whether it's one of our boot camps on our website or another resource that you're using or something your district or college gave to you. This is the first place before you do anything you need to go. You're going to go ahead and click the test button. All right. And this is also for our Feely peeps. So if you have to take your Florida Educational Leadership exam, same rules apply for you. It's actually the first thing on the top of the screen. So whether you're taking the GK, Pro Ed, or one of the 40+ subject area exams like French or Spanish or ESE or ESOL or elementary education, everything I'm going to show you applies to you. All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to use one of these as an example. Just mind you, everything I show you right now, you can click on any of these exams and it will show you the same exact thing pertaining to that specific exam. So I'm going to use the most popular exam. That's a general knowledge test. It's most amount of teachers take that every year. So let's go to everyone's favorite friend, yours and mine, that's sarcasm, the math subtest, because obviously that gives most people the biggest pain in the rear passing that. So GK, when you click on this, and this is the same thing that's going to pop up if you click the Spanish button or the ESE button or the K through 6 button, it's going to do the same thing. Knowing about your opponent, knowing about the test, knowledge, right? It's going to break down all the 4 subtests on this exam. Maybe your test doesn't have subtests, so it won't break down those. So the first thing I want to talk about, and probably one of the most important things, all three of these I'm going to share with you, and the most important, is the test blueprint. Now, I have been doing this 7 days a week for the past 6+ years, right? Over the last 3 to 4 years, I've started working with a lot of the bigger districts here in the state of Florida, doing face-to-face trainings online. I've had anywhere from 25 to 150 teachers in a room at once. And a reason why I tell you this is because every teacher that I have met, whether on the phone, in person, falls into one of 3 buckets. Bucket number 1 is they know this is here, right? They go to it and they print out all the blueprints, they do the practice questions. Group number 2 are the people that, yeah, I heard it's there, but they're just too lazy to go do it. Yes, I said lazy. I'm very transparent here. And bucket number 3 is people have no idea this is here. Believe it or not, most people over the years fall into that third bucket. They have no idea. They just go sign up and take it because they're like, I got to take this. I got to keep my job. I got to get my job. Let me get over with. And they have no idea the wealth of information on here. It's about prepping smart, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's get to that first thing. That's a skill blueprint. You're going to see on here, well, before I jump into that, a little couple extra bonus things here. Not that you probably didn't know this already, but your pricing of the exams here, the test fee, the retake fees are here. So if you, let's say you took the GK exam and you only failed math, well, you don't have to pay $130 again. A couple of years ago, you had to pay $150 even if you failed one. But now you only have to pay $32.50 or 2 subtests or 3, right? Obviously, the goal is to pass them all in the first attempt, all right? So you're going to go back to the bottom here and it says view content resource materials. I'm going to go ahead and click that, all right? A lot of stuff on here. Remember, for this video, I'm going to use math as an example. Just keep in mind, like I keep saying to you, you can go to any one of these exams on this website. It's going to have the same breakdowns for you. So let's go ahead and click on the number 3, competency, skills, and blueprint. Every exam has this. Tells you how many questions, if there are multiple subtests, like this one will tell you how much time you have. Remember, know about your test, okay? The thing I want to point out is the blueprint. Look right here. All right, I'm going to scroll down to math because we're using math as an example because everybody loves math, right? And it breaks down a couple of things for you. Number 1, math, for example, is made up of 4 competencies. And it shows you how many questions fall into each competency, what percentage of questions. Now, you might be asking yourself, Dr. A, why the heck do I need to know that? Well, if I'm a smart test taker and I'm going to study the most efficient way, and I know that 62% of the exam is on comp 3 and 4, well, guess what? I'm going to focus more of my time on that because if I don't do well on those, I am not going to pass this test. Same rules apply for any of the exams. Next, it will list for you all of the content that falls into these competencies, like comparing real numbers and number lines for competency number 1, right? So a good test taker, what I teach everybody in my courses, and I'm just showing you a little piece of this, is that first thing you do is take a notepad, like a legal pad or a spiral notebook. Keep yourself organized, one thing for each of the subtests, for example, on the GK, right? Your test might not have multiple subtests. And you're going to start writing down the keywords and phrases from these content lines, like real numbers and number lines, right? Order of operations. I'm going to make a list of all these skills and I'm going to prioritize them under the competencies. Remember, 3 and 4 make up 62% of the test. So I'm going to write these things down in a list in order of probably most important to least important. I'll start off by grouping them by competencies. I'm going to work all the way down. This is what I'm going to use to target my studying. So you can go to websites like IXL.com, right? And go to the math section and start targeting these skills. It's the same skills that kids work on in ladder elementary, right? 4th through 8th grade for the GK. Now, yes, math moves into a little 9th grade stuff. We're not going to get into that, but most of it is 4th through 8th grade. The skills are covered in all of these test prep guides or in our boot camps. We do all the heavy lifting for you because I want to make it as easy as possible for you. We target all these skills for you so you don't have to search everywhere for them. We do that across the board in all of our boot camps. But you can do it on your own. It's going to take you a lot of work, but you can do it and you can absorb the information and go research it and practice this stuff on your own. So there are no surprises. So when someone comes to me and they go, this is a joke, they're stealing my money, they don't even tell us what's on this exam. The book I studied, most of that stuff wasn't even on the test. Now, I can't attest for all the prep guides out there because there's some really good ones and really bad ones. I've seen them all, right? But coming to a good resource is going to target and pull out all the fluff out of the way and give you what you need to pass. So it's key to target these areas. So all of this stuff, that's number 1, the skill blueprint. It tells you all the content. Now, yes, some of the stuff is a little ambiguous. They don't drill down. Like, for example, if we go to the professional ed skill blueprint and it talks about educational theorists and their application in the classroom, it's not going to list Vygotsky, Erickson, Maslow. It's not going to list those by name. But some of the other exams it does. It's just the way it is. But you can research that stuff on your own. That's number one I want to show you, the skill blueprint. All right. So let's go to the second big thing I want to show you in this video. The next thing I want to show you is that all of these exams have practice sets, meaning practice questions for you with the answers on this website, and you don't even have to pay for it. Now, is this enough, a one-stop shop for you to study and say, hey, I don't have to spend any money on good resources or share from anybody else. I'm just going to use this website because Dr. A says it has practice questions and lists all the content. No, you have to start here and you move out and use your resources. Knowledge, skill, and attitude. Know your opponent first. This is where you learn all about it. Spend time here. So back to that math example, look at number 7. Number 7 says multiple choice questions. Like I said, every one of the exams on this website, you can do the same thing. Click on here. So if I go to the scenario type of question, it will give me a set of questions. It'll give me all the answers here. Now, do they have extended rationales for all of them? No, that's where your better resources like our boot camps and some other resources out there that will teach you and go over that stuff in detail. But here, it's a good start. It's a good place to identify, all right, what skills am I good at? What skills am I bad at? What do I need to do to be successful, right? Got to build that confidence, build that attitude. So if you cycle through, there's a bunch of questions on here. Now, the good news for you is I've been doing this for years. A couple of years ago, they only had about 20 questions for each of these exams. Now there's a lot more because they want to help you, right? They don't want to see teachers fail all the time. But like I said, this is not a one-stop shop. You've got to find some good resources to support and facilitate the learning for you and hold your hand and make sure you pass, right? So there are multiple choice questions here. So if I back up, I can go to like word problem examples. They'll give you examples of word problems, right? Same thing. So you're not going to see these same exact questions on your test, right? It won't happen. But the same exact skills will be on your test and the questions will be a little bit harder, right? So don't go in there and say, oh man, I'm going to memorize this thing and do this thing 20 times because I'm going to see it. Trust me, teachers do it because they tell me and they get angry, right? That's before they come to us. So don't fall in that trap. Self-assessment, find your skill deficiencies, and target your practice, target your studying, all right? That's number 2 I wanted to show you in this quick little video. The next thing I want to show you, and this is a big one, all right? I'm going to back up here to this initial page we came to. A couple of times every single year, and I have another video about this specific topic on our YouTube channel, and we could link to that, all right? People call me, email me, or they post in our Facebook groups, and those listed are below this video as well, or I see them in other groups, and they get angry. They go, what the heck is going on? I just went to take my GK, and I know the essay takes a couple of weeks, but they gave me a certificate of completion. Why didn't they tell me pass or fail? Last time I took a test, they told me that right away. And everyone starts saying things online and telling their friends, oh, they're changing the test. Oh, they're redoing everything. No, they're not. They do the same thing multiple times throughout the year with a lot of different tests. To find that information, see right here, it says on-site reporting. You're going to click that. Now, yes, we are ending 2021 right now, rolling into 2022. Obviously, the state of Florida is going to update this, but it literally lists for you the exams and the impacted months. What that means is you will not get a pass or fail in the testing center during those months for those exams. So for example, if I'm in December 2021 and I go and roll in to take my pro ed and I hit that finish button and I'm ready because all my friends told me you get an unofficial pass or fail right there in the center, and they go, oh, we will email you results in about 2 weeks. Here's a certificate of completion. You're like, what the crap is going on? I need to know if I pass for my job or for my college program. You got to plan ahead. This is not a secret. They're not changing the exam. What they do is they try to norm the questions. They look at how everybody's doing on different questions. Maybe they change things. Maybe they put in new questions the next time. All these questions are coming from a bank of thousands of questions, right? So you're never going to get the same exam more than one time, but they want to do analysis and see how teachers are doing on certain test items and make changes when appropriate. This happens every year, and always during these months, every year, I see everybody flipping out that the test is changing. It is not changing. So know this, because if you're in 2022 and you're planning to take your test, you better go here and look. Because if you've got a deadline to keep your job or get into your college program or graduate and you need to do it right away, right? You're one of those procrastinators, don't lie. Maybe you're one of them, right? And you're backed up against the wall with a date from your college or your school district, and you roll in there and say, well, hey, they told me they're going to email me in 2 weeks. I know I had to show you this by next week, but there's nothing I can do about it. Guess what? You'll still lose your job. They don't care. It's law. It's a mandate. So plan accordingly. So those are those three biggest things that I wanted to point to you. Hopefully you learned something in this video. What I would like to do, and I please ask you to do, likes are free. Like this video, because what that does is it helps the powers that be in YouTube to show this video to more teachers in your same position, so you get more people to learn about this, so they aren't caught off guard. And also drop a comment. Point out something that you learned from this video, or maybe even something that you want me to talk about in another video. Because as we roll into 2022, I'm going to be doing more and more videos, and I want you to tell me what videos I should make. So that all being said, thank you for tuning into another Learning Liaisons video. Always remember, it's when you pass, not if you pass. We'll catch you in the next video.